Hey guys, Queen Krystal here with my very first tech review. I'm very excited. I've never done one of these before. For my birthday a couple weeks ago, my brother opted to get me a smartwatch. So my brother did a lot of research and he ended up landing on the LG watch style. So this is what I'm going to be reviewing today. The reason he went with the LG watch style was because it's supposed to have one of the smallest, thinnest, most comfortable faces. And it is, as you can see, very small, very thin. Comfort-wise, I think for anybody with a normal wrist, it would actually be really great. It is still a little bit uncomfortable for me. I think that the majority of the uncomfortableness is actually coming from the band itself. The band says genuine leather. However, the material feels more like a stiff foam type material. It's very weird. The great feature that I do like about the bands though is the fact that they come on and off so easily. So all you have to do is press this button up and down to open and close the latch and it just comes right on and off. So there's no having to try and fumble with the pins coming in and out, losing pins, nothing like that. So very convenient feature to have for sure. Another feature that I love about this watch is the charger. So the charger is very teeny tiny. It's the same size, the same diameter of the watch face, and it's magnetic. So you just sit the watch face right on there and it just magnetically sticks to it. You don't have to worry about it falling off anywhere, and it is totally wireless. So really cool. And then it also comes with its own brick, so you don't actually have to worry about fumbling through your closet for an old brick laying around. It does come with that brick. Speaking of the charger, the battery is a feature that seemingly is not great. So the watch is supposed to be able to hold a charge for the entire day, so basically charging at night when you're sleeping and not wearing it. However, the first day that I got the watch, I wore it all day long. I used it a lot, was flipping my wrist over constantly, checking notifications. I get a lot of notifications throughout the day, so obviously I had a lot of stuff coming in on the watch, and tons of emails, tons of text messages, lots of phone calls, and it seemed to dramatically drain the battery just within the first few hours. So that was actually a big turnoff for me. Now, because the watch face is so small, they've included this little button on the side, which looks like on a regular watch, which you would use to turn and set your time. However, this is actually used to scroll through your pages. So you could scroll through your apps, you can scroll through your notifications, rather than actually having to swipe your finger up and down or side to side. This button also is one of my favorite features, if not my absolute favorite feature about this watch. And if you press and hold the button, you will activate Google Assistant. I am a huge Google fan and a huge Google Assistant fan. So this is my all-time favorite feature. With Google Assistant, you can obviously respond to notifications by voice. You can set alarms, you can set calendar reminders. You can actually do basic web browsing as well, so that's actually really cool for a feature for a watch. So speaking of notifications, all of your notifications come on in through your watch with a little vibrate on the wrist, so you always know when you're getting those notifications. You can respond in a number of different ways. So obviously there's going to be preset responses that you can just one click and send. You also have emojis that you can sort through to send. Of course, with the Google Assistant feature, you can respond via voice. They also have a keyboard on the watch itself that you can type out a customized response. And in addition to all that, they also have a feature that you can draw your own emoji or draw your own picture to send, which is super cool. Something for me that was a little bit disappointing was the faces for the watch. So when I think of smartwatch, I think of, oh, I can customize my faces, I can put whatever on there that I want. This comes with 2 preset faces, and any additional faces that you want to add, you actually have to download an app from the Google Play Store that makes customized faces, and then basically install each face that you want. So if you want this particular face, you have to install this. It sends the download to the watch, and it will change it on your watch. And then you have to do that for every time you want to change the face. Now my issue with that is I downloaded an app which seemingly, once I installed a face that I had chosen, it seemingly slowed down the watch dramatically and the watch became very laggy. So I was definitely not a fan of that. It could have totally been something that I was doing. Maybe I downloaded an app that wasn't really great, but just my experience with that was not too great. Another feature that I wasn't totally thrilled with was the phone app itself. So it was very basic, it was very limited. Aside from changing your notification settings and managing your Google Calendar, and of course changing your watch faces, there was really nothing else that you could do with the app. So I was a little unimpressed with that. Now the smartwatch is also supposed to be waterproof. Now I am not one that's going to even take my waterproof anything into the shower with me. So I have not at all tested the waterproof functionality of this watch. So I'm gonna have to just go completely off the fact that it is indeed supposed to be waterproof. So the pros for this watch for me, obviously number 1, Google Assistant. Coolest feature ever. I'm so happy to have that feature in a watch. The stylish look of the watch is, to me, just really fabulous. So again, being that I have such small bony wrists, watches don't really look good on me, and I do think that this watch looks pretty stylish. I think it's just a really good look overall. The convenient charger, definitely a pro. And all the different ways to respond to notifications is totally a pro for me. I find it really cool that you have just so many different options to be able to send a very customized message back straight from your watch without having to pull your phone out. The biggest con for me is definitely going to have to be the battery life. I definitely think they can do a better job with increasing that battery life. Another con for me is going to be the limited faces that you can add without having to download another app for that. The only other con that I have is going to be the limited functionality of the phone app itself. I think that we could also do a bit better job with adding different features and things directly into the phone app itself. Now the comfort and the fit of this watch, I put in both pros and cons. For me, it's going to be a con because the band itself is very stiff and uncomfortable. It does hurt considering I have a very bony wrist. But I think for any other normal human with decently sized wrists or even smaller wrists, I've got exceptionally small wrists. I've never met anybody with smaller wrists than myself. So I think for anybody else, this would actually be a very comfortable, solid option. And I think if it is uncomfortable, you could eliminate the majority of that by switching out the band. But all in all, I think this is an absolutely great watch. I think this is a very solid option for a smartwatch, and I would definitely recommend it. Anyway, that's all I have for you today, guys. Make sure to tell me what you like and don't like in the description below. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to join the royal family. Bye, guys!